So as we have seen how you can develop a line chart module, so it's time to see how we can implement this module to the our Shiny app. So this one is a mod line UI and this one is a mod line server. So we will see how we can incorporate this. But before that, if you want to change this line chart to some other chart, some histogram, something else, you just have to change this line of code and the whole chart will change. And so now let's go to the UI and see how we can implement this. So I'm copying this mod line UI and I'm going to UI and this is the dashboard. This is a second page that we have created and this is a filter one that we have added, and below this I'm going to add a mod line UI, and first argument that we have is the ID. So we are going to create a first line chart. So line chart 1 and next is a title. So any title that you want to give, we can say year wise trend. So we can say year wise trends of PM 2.5. And similarly, we have to again go to the line chart module, and here you have to copy the mod line server and go to the server, and there you have to copy this. So I have copied mod line server here. The first argument is ID, and ID must be same that you have provided in the UI. It should be in the server also. So that's a server. And then we have a DF. Let what's the data frame you want to pass into the module server. So let's first create the data frame. I think it's important to first have to create this. So I want to show the trend line of PM 2.5 concentration across the years. So for that, I'm going to just see. So if you see this, so this is a data frame that we are going to use to create that chart. So we have the state year count. Count is basically giving the PM 2.5, and also it has a life loss per person by Meston value and also by by WHO standards. So we have both of them. So what we can do, we have to a little bit manipulate this data frame so that we can get the a final data frame. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the plot provider. So what it does, get what it do. So you can always take the help from console. So you can always type here. So here you can see Dual wider is widen the data, increasing the number of column and decreasing the number of rows. So basically what I want the statement, the parameter which are into the rows, I want them into a column. So let's see how many parameters are there. So that's the final data, and we can do that. So I think parameter is there. So we have the life loss per person by national average, and we have life loss per person by WHO and PM 2.5 concentration, right? So I want to create a 3 more column. So here we have the name from. So which name that you want to, from there you want to create a column. So I want to create a column using parameter. I think this is the right spelling. Let me see. Yeah. And value from. And value from, I want to take it from count. So if I run this code, so you can see we have the state name, we have the year, life expectancy, PM 2.5, and this is basically three column that we have added. So PM 2.5, life loss per person at WHO, and life loss per person national. So we have added this column, and also we have removed the earlier column. So this is how you can use the pure provider if you have not used earlier. So this is the way to use that pure provider. So what I am going to do now, so it's very important because in this we are going to pass our reactive components. So this is the data that we have to pass. But if you remember that in a filter module, we were using this data, filter data. So that you have to copy here. Go to the server and copy. And also because the filter data always change on changing the drop down, so you have to keep this into the reactive. So I'm just copying the bracket here. Place it here and save it as a line trend PM25, right? So we got this data. So now I'm going to use this data and do the server module. So here, and again we have the X column, and what we want to show on the X column, that's the year. So because we want the year-wise trend. So here, then we have the Y column, and the Y column, basically what kind of line chart that you want to see in the graph. So I want to see PL2.5 concentration as well as this one as well as national. So let's copy this code. So let's copy this name and we can paste it here. So yes, perfect. So we have given the X column and Y column, and let's see what other thing are available. So we have the one more argument that's called a chart title, and chart title you can give the year-wise trend analysis, year-wise trend analysis, and again you can give one more type, like what kind of chart you want, whether you want a line chart, column chart. So I want to show the trend using line chart, so I can provide a line, and this should be small. So I think this is fine. So what we have done, we have created the line chart module first, and we have used the modline UI and modline server in the respective script. Like this one we have to use in UI, and this one we have to use server. So like you can see, we have provided the modline UI in which we have given the ID title. This title I think we can skip, but here we have given. Let's see what comes up. Then we have the server. In the server, we have provided the modline server, and its ID is same as we have provided in the UI. Then we have the DF that we have created here, and we have passed the DF into the basically a reactive component. The reason being is that because we are changing the data every time whenever you are changing the drop down from the UI. So that's very important to have the data in the reactive component. And also we have given the X column, that's the year, Y column we have provided in the vector, so that it goes one by one and it will create a series of line charts. So if you see, so this component is working on the vector. So Y call is basically a vector, and this variable will go into the Y call and it will check for each value, and it will add a SC add series. So that's how you are going to create the line chart. And here we have provided a title and a type of chart. So let me now run this code. So you have to click on the run app, and let's see what comes up. Oh, sorry, to giving like mod line UI not found. So I think we have, okay. So you have to also provide the source of that particular script in global. So as we have created the line chart module, so we have to also pass this path to the global. So let's now run this code. So I'm just going to click the run app button. Fantastic. So you can see we got our first page. In the second page, the dashboard. So we are going to click here. Okay, fine. That's great. So we have got the trend chart you can see here. So this one is basically a PM2.5. You can see in the legend. And this one, the black one, is basically a life loss per person by WHO as per the WHO, and the third one is a life loss per person as the national. So fantastic! I think we got the chart that we wanted, but I think we can structure this app more professionally. We can like reduce the width of this, and we can place this chart beside this. So I think we can do that. So let's see how we can do that. But before that, you can see here this is a West Bengal state. So if you want to check for the Uttar Pradesh, you will get the chart for Uttar Pradesh. And in this way, you can always change West Bengal and Himachal Pradesh. Right. So everything is changing with the respect to the drop down we have selected. So if you want to see the any particular like 19, 20 and 21 data, so you can always click this and the chart will come there. Fantastic. So I'm just cancelling this and I'm going to UI. So you can see in the filter module, we have provided the width is 12. So I think we can reduce this to maybe 4. In the UI, you have to be like see as a box, and within the box we want the title. So title, we can get analysis PM 2.5, we can give a status, that's a primary, and we can give a width I can give, like there I have already 4. I think this one we can do 8. And then we have collapsed. No, I know not to be collapsed. False. So I'm collapsible. Yes, true. And we want to mention the height. So I can mention this height as a 350. I think that will be better. Better. And anything else we can add? Gradient? No need. Sidebar ID? No. So I think it's fine. And within a box, we can put this moddy. So let's see. So what we can do, we can base like arrange this one. So I think this should now work. Let's see what comes up. Numeric, which is not true. So here we got some error. Let's see why this error is coming. Everything looks fine. Module is also fine. And here also I think we don't need title, so we can remove this. Yeah. And also we can do the same thing here. This is a number and we should be writing number as it is. And now this should run. Perfect. So let me run this code again. Okay, perfect. So we got this user input and we got this chart again. So I want to place beside this, not below this. So let's see how you can do that. And let's do it in the UI. So at the top after this, you can do it by using this filter row. Within that, you can provide the filter UI module, also the box. So here you have to provide a column, and within a column you have to write this. So first you have to provide the column here function, and within the column function you have to define this to be a width, and width you want 4, and the offset is 0, and we can enclose this within this. Again, you can do it same for the box, and can you enclose this. Perfect. So I think this should work now, and so here we have provided the width 4, and here we have to provide the width 8. The total will be 12. And line chart module, I think in the filter module we have to write here 12. So let's see. And let me run this code again. Yeah, perfect. So you can see we have the Tripura, and we can change this as per the changing the drop down. And also we can do the same with the EF drop down. Perfect. So it's now working perfectly fine. So it's not perfectly working fine. So till now we were able to incorporate successfully these boxes, and then we have incorporated the filters, and then after that we have implemented this fantastic line chart, and we have connected this line chart with the filters. That's fantastic. And this is very important. You have not understood till now how this is working, so you have to see this video again and again so that you should have the proper command over the filters and a drop down and a chart module. So After this, we are going to create more charts. We are going to add some column charts. We are going to add some histogram if possible. And we will see how we create the module similarly that we have created for the line chart. So let's meet in the next video. Thank you.